The Rode VideoMic Pro is a fantastic addition to any on-the-go creator kit. Affiliate link in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and oh my god, liberals, stop! You're all acting stupid. And this is coming from a guy who's left of center and thinks you're all freaking retarded. And the more you act like this, the more moderates and people who are a bit centered are going to be maybe swung towards the other direction because they're tired of your stupidity and your lunacy over shit that you're going about protesting the wrong way. So anyway, Megyn Kelly, right, firebrand for Fox News for the longest time, ended up leaving during the whole Roger Ailes incident, finally being done with Fox News after all these years, and basically deciding to go freelance. That is until MSNBC scooped her up and was like, hey girl, you want to come work for us? We'll give you a show, daily show and a weekend show. And she's like, all right, cool. And so that happened a few months ago, and then they just debuted her new stuff last week, right? And it's gone okay. She interviewed Putin. That's a big one to get right off the bat. But unfortunately, her second episode had a big drop in the ratings when a repeat of 60 Minutes garnered almost 8 million viewers, and her show got about 3.6 million. Now, to those out there that are going like, oh my god, how is that even possible? CBS tends to pull in large numbers. I mean, like, insanely large numbers. So 7.9 million is like average, right? Like, I'll just give you a pop culture reference for this. So the average viewer for Supergirl first season was around 7 million people per episode. And when it went over to the CW, the average viewer per episode was about 3.4 million. So it had almost double. And on CBS, that was considered low. So that's kind of how, it's just they have a lot of people watching them. So while almost 8 million people are watching a repeat, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's large numbers for CBS. And so just for comparison there. Anyway, so now a lot of people on the left are super upset at Megyn Kelly and NBC for hiring her. In fact, they have actually started going the extra mile of trying to protest NBC from hiring any future, white conservative people. In fact, 175,000 people have signed a petition on Credo Action, basically threatening to boycott MSNBC if they hire any more white conservatives. I mean, holy shit. Just imagine for a second, just imagine, I just like this as a thought experiment, but just imagine that the shoe was on the other foot, that the roles are reversed, and it's 175,000 people threatening to boycott Fox News or MSNBC if they hired any more black people. Like, that's one of those situations where you're like, the entire internet would fucking explode. But we live in an age where racism against white people is completely acceptable because it's not considered racism. Okay, if you don't want to consider it racism, then call it what it is, discrimination and prejudice. But again, people would argue that white people aren't allowed to feel that. It's just, we live in a weird age where the left is getting so far out there that it makes it so hard to take anything they do seriously. And with good reason, because many of them are absolutely fucking mental. Now, this particular petition is titled, Stop the White Conservative Hiring Spree in MSNBC, because they've clearly done a white conservative hiring spree. Saying here, NBC has troubling ties to Trump during the presidential campaign and gave the racist sexual predator a national platform. Now MSNBC too is tilting to the right. We need to let NBC executives know there will be a sharp backlash if MSNBC becomes another platform for right-wing hate. Dun dun dun. What kind of shit is that? Okay, but let's kind of just take a step back for a hot second here. NBC for the longest time has been like, number 3 in the ratings? It was like Fox, CNN, NBC, or it might have been Fox, NBC, CNN. It doesn't necessarily matter. CNN and NBC are like this. Fox is way the fuck up here. And NBC has been desperately trying to regain those ratings. Ratings they never really had in the first place, but try to get up there to make it more comparable with Fox. So then you had the situation over the, a few months ago with Megyn Kelly leaving and NBC scooping her up, thinking that was going to bring a lot of Megyn Kelly's audience over to NBC, therefore taking away from Fox and giving to NBC. But no one expected Rachel Maddow to come on in and basically scoop the top viewed nightly news program away from Bill O'Reilly. I mean, in the wake of Bill O'Reilly being fired from his program from Fox News, Maddow has stepped up and taken those ratings. She is now the #1. And so people thought at NBC that that was going to be a Megyn Kelly thing. Turns out it's not. She actually has probably not having much of an impact whatsoever, but she is causing lots of controversy, which might actually be good for NBC on the whole, because not only did her Vladimir Putin episode get a lot of views, another organization that was basically all for Sandy Hook survivors have axed their sponsorship of Megyn Kelly. They've actually stepped away from her in the wake of her interviewing Alex Jones, which, listen, that entire thing in and of itself is only going to popularize Megyn Kelly, because here's the thing. They're backing away from a journalist interviewing Alex Jones. And that's going to be a very controversial interview, and one that's going to bring lots of ratings to NBC, because people are going to want to know just how crazy Alex Jones is. And even Alex Jones is trying to fight back by trying to say, like, oh, I think he's like threatening to sue her unless she like takes down the interview, one that I'm pretty sure he signed release forms for. So, you have that whole situation. He claims that his words are taken out of context. No, Jones. No, they won't. They weren't. You're a performance artist. At least play up that angle. What the point here is that while her ratings might be lower right now, people that are trying to campaign against her, this kind of backlash against Alex Jones is only going to propel her up there. And it's also the situation where she is a conservative going into a left-leaning marketplace and having to build up an audience with that. And that is going to take time. It's not going to be an instant hit right off the bat, especially now that Rachel Maddow is the #1. Megyn Kelly isn't trying to fight for #1 in that time slot anymore. Now she's battling somebody on her own network, and that's going to be a totally different ballgame. So will this have any impact? Will this petition have any impact on NBC? No. Are people going to boycott? They probably would boycott anyway. Once you negotiate with terrorists, they know how far they can push it and push you to give in and to cave. So clearly, fuck these people, fuck this petition. And if you don't like NBC, shit, there's always CNN. They're truthful, right? I mean, they try. Don't get me wrong, they try, but they fuck up. They fuck up pretty bad sometimes. But like, again, the left is just being stupid, overreacting in the same way that the right does in some respects. And it's idiotic. Threatening to boycott something is stupid. Actually boycott it or shut the fuck up. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. If you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comment below, share this video with your friends, get them in on the conversation. And if you want to support the channel, links below in the video description. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.